I'm getting back into singles, and I went to the desert and I played my friend Alex McGrath, aka The Biggest Dink. You can find him on Instagram at The Biggest Dink. I haven't played much singles recently, and I've kind of been out of shape. I started working out again and wanted to, get a jump on the cardio and also just see where I was at singles wise, maybe get back into the swing of things. And really love playing against Alex. He's big dude, 6'5", good at pickleball, and just always good games. So just going to break down some of the points that we played. This is game one, and a lot of the shots I struggle with against Alex. I'm in the heat of the singles, and a lot of times I'll put shots too high just thinking I can pass him, and with that wingspan I can't really. And so a lot of times he just takes one step across and cuts off a passing shot and hits it for a winner. I ended up winning game one, and so going into game two, I was making a lot of those mistakes where I just thought I could do things and just figuring out they weren't working. Decent slice return there. So what ended up happening a lot was once I found that the passing shots weren't working, I ended up dinking a lot more, and I found that as a working strategy. But I didn't really find that out until after this game. He took game two, and we ended up going into a rubber match after this. Something I find I need to work on for singles is putting the ball away at an angle. I'm just letting them back into points by just playing a safer shot instead, because I just don't want to miss wide. Like, that's a good example there. I just thought I could pass, and then he just stepped across and put it away. And then definitely not going to work lobbing someone who's 6'5", and I don't know why I keep trying that. And I got to admit, he moves really well for a big guy too. He played a lot of basketball and just has great footwork, great hands, kind of an elite athlete. A little cat and mouse point there, that one was fun. And that's where I just kind of started dinking more. That didn't work that time, but sometimes something that doesn't work 4 out of 10 times is working 6 out of 10 times, but you gotta just take those 4 out of 10 as they will and not let them be a representation of how the strategy's going. Gotta look at the 6 out of 10. That was probably his most ridiculous shot of the night right there. Just a crazy dink. Another good put away on kind of a bad shot decision from me. That was a fun point. And just throughout all of our matches, I ended up winning most of the matches, but he definitely hit way more winners against me. He has a kind of a streaky game, so he'll go for a lot, so he'll have a lot of unforced, which is I think how I got a lot of the games. But in the 2 games that he won, when he's on, it's just like there's nothing you can do, because his big shots are going in and they're at an angle, and so it's just really good. What was weird about kind of being on one side or the other, so the side that he's on now, there's more space in the backcourt, and that was one of my favorite shots that I hit that night. Just kind of a nice soft roller. Well, like what I was saying, so being in the backcourt on the side that I'm on, there's a fence right behind you, so it actually forces you to take a more aggressive court position. And what's cool about that is that we found that that was the winning side most of the time. And I think there was something to be said for just being forced to have an aggressive court position. I think we ended up being a little too passive when we had extra space in the back. I think having that fence right behind you just got you up to the net quicker, took time away by taking ground strokes lower to the ground and just playing like a faster, more aggressive game. But like I was saying, like a lot of his winners were just insane shots. Like I couldn't help but just hand it to him. You know, he was hitting some ridiculous shots, ended up getting that rubber match game 3. That felt good. Like that there, just big backhand rolling smashes. Don't get me wrong, I hit a few winners myself.
That's nice.
But in these games, for the rest of the time, we found that this was the best angle to shoot from. Just more of an above court view and not just a view of my butt. Also, another interesting thing we found, we were super gassed after the first 2 games, but after the first 2 games, I don't think our level went down, but we were just able to like play a lot harder and not get tired. I think maybe something to do with the adrenaline. Don't know why we were so out of breath in the beginning, but then just could maintain that level for the rest of the time after struggling for the first 2 games. A lot of times he would hit his returns too hard, and it would allow me to just redirect it cross court for a winner. He wouldn't have enough time to get up to the net. This was one of his craziest shots there. That thing was just a piss missile to the baseline, and I thought it was sailing. And just so much spin and movement. It was an optical illusion, so that landed in. That was crazy. Yeah, he had a lot of those like good disguise, little backhand redirections. When he was on that side of the court, I played around with higher, deeper serves just to kind of exploit the space he had back there. I don't know if that's ethical or good sportsmanship, but I ended up getting some free points off of it. I just do not like to lose to this guy. As close of friends as we are, we just have such heated singles matches. And his hands are so good. I tried to just force an error a lot of the times just by going speed to the body, but I don't think it worked a single time. When he plays doubles, he's just lethal in the hand battles. Just big rips, cross court, down the line. He'd recently got the Yola 4. Was really liking it. I'm playing with the new gearbox, elongated Pro Power Ultimate, the new legal one. And this is where I was just committing to dinking more. I kind of found my stride with that. Was able to get up to the kitchen, kind of dictate the point with the dinks. Something we talked about after is he wasn't really paying attention to the mistakes I was making. And so I don't think he noticed that I was making more mistakes trying to dink with my forehand than with my backhand. So he was like sticking to like a hit to the backhand strategy, but I was resetting with my backhand really consistently. And he didn't really change from that strategy, and so I was just kind of safe in that and just getting locked in with those backhand cross-court dinks and just getting back into the point from there.
No! Good shot, Green.
Little half scorpion. Yeah, a couple points earlier, he hit that like little slice bunt up the line on me, and I got my revenge there on that last point. Yeah, that's another speed to the body that just didn't work. Sometimes I just feel trapped, and that's like the only way out, but I know it's not. So I need to just play a smarter dink there. Just that one came down to just good usage of the dink and a good hug at the end. Thanks for watching, guys.